The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts, guest and producers. They do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back sa aming digital tandem with Jen and Bench. Kasi this time wala ang aking ka-tandem na si John Guarnes. So this time, Jen Nuya will be joining us tonight. And we have a very special guest. And mga kaganap, please welcome my co-host for tonight, Miss Jen Nuya. Hi, Jen. Good evening.
Good evening, Bench. Good evening, Jamie. Good evening, mga kaganap. It's my pleasure to be invited as a guest co-host for today's episode. Nung sinabi sa akin ni Bench na we will be interviewing Jimenez Cerrero, and I saw his profile, his brief profile, I had to say yes because being diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging estate myself, I believe that we all together can make this world a more inclusive and equitable world. Now, I believe that is also the thrust of Jamie here.
Yes, and actually, Jen, this is really the Pinoy power, di ba? And talent. And talaga naman ang ating mga kaganap hindi nagpapahuli sa larangan ng like di ba last time sa mga pageants, so this time naman sa film. So nakaka-proud, sobrang nakaka-proud talaga. Okay, so mga kaganap, please welcome our guest for tonight, none other than Jimenez Cerrero.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much po for having me here. I'm really excited of what we will be talking about po, and I'm really happy. Thank you.
Yeah. Talaga naman, parang si Jamie is sobrang bata pa and nakaka-amaze na na-reach na kaagad yung ganong di ba?
Okay, so Jamie, is it okay if you provide us with a brief background about yourself and this film na kinreate mo for Emmys?
Okay, so hello everyone. I'm James Stephen Jimenez Cerrero'S, so everyone can call me here Jamie. I'm currently a third-year BA Political Science student at the University of the Philippines, Manila. So basically, I'm just studying lang I want to be a lawyer in the future. And basically my short film entitled Normal Masks, which is buti na lang awan of Diyos nakasama sa Emmys as a short list. It's all about bullying. It's showing parallels of bullying and how it's relevant to COVID-19. So it's showing how every one of us can make a difference by our own ways and creating this world like little by little steps. We can all be peace frontliners.
Okay. So this is the first time that I've heard about the term peace frontliner. Meron ba tayong, kumbaga, meron ba nag-coin ng term na yan? O ikaw mismo sa sarili mo ang nakaisip ng term na yan?
Actually, very catchy, di ba? Peace frontliner. I love it. Yeah. Paano mo na siya? Parang like, sa'yo ba talaga nang galing yung ganun term?
Yes po. Actually, when I was writing the script, that's the original title po talaga. Peace Frontliners, because the inspiration po was COVID-19. I wanted to show po na just like COVID-19, just like the medical frontliners that we're having right now, we can be frontliners in our own way in fighting for peace and achieving for global change. Now, when people hear about frontliners, parang sila yung mga heroes natin nowadays. So, in this story, we can be different kinds of heroes of achieving peace. We can be heroes in fighting for other people in our own ways. We can be heroes on, there's so much discrimination, there's so much hate, especially the inequality that's happening to different people. So we can divide that barrier. We can bridge that kind of divide. And as we work together, maybe one day, mawawala na yung mask na nagde-divide sa ating lahat.
Ayun. So, ayun Jen. So, yan, in-explain na ni Jamie about, ngayon, I wanna hear about what was the process kung bakit ka napili or yung documentary na ginawa mo. Paano naging process no?
Actually po, it was a really long process. So at first, you really have to submit. So it has to be exactly 1 minute. So they have to screen if it's too sensitive, if it's like mema lang, or if it's like walang kwenta, and if it's based on academy standards. So it's first screening, then second screening. Then after that, they have to check if it's fit ba sa team this year. Then after that, okay, then they'll announce, then they'll email you if you're part of the short lists, which I never expected po. Kasi, like, sabi ko, I didn't expect kasi I have zero experience po talaga in filmmaking. And this is actually my first short film. So, sabi ko talaga sa sarili ko na, basta ako, I promise myself, I'm proud na sa sarili ko na nag-submit lang ako. Like, okay na to. Masaya na ako na I did something to represent the voices of Filipino people who were bullied, Filipino people who were discriminated, kasi yun lang talaga yun. And then, after that, nag-email sila na merong voting, may voting system, so doon madadetermine din yung winners, and then may screening ulit sila for after that. Kung sino yung top 3 na winners.
Ayun. So parang nag-ano lang ako, after that, di ba yung sinabi ng process, like may voting, nakakuha ka ba ng support like sa atin, sa basically sa mga friends mo, sa family, but nag-reach out ka ba like sa amin, sa mga media outlets para matulungan ka?
Actually po, I really have no idea talaga how to reach out at first, because I really didn't know, because naunahan ako ng overwhelmed. So I focus more sa school, and then like anyone kung sino na lang malapitan, kasi I really didn't plan na may pa-voting pa. So hindi ko talaga po kasi in-expect na may voting strategy pa ako, na kasi ang sobrang liit lang po talaga ng time to vote. So tapos, siguro if next year or the other years pa, maybe sa inyo ulit ako.
Ayun. Pero di ba, Jen, para manominate ka lang, para masama ka dun sa top, like, di ba, sabi nga ni Jamie kanina, more than 90 entries. Parang, for me, sobrang achievement na yun. And Emmys, di ba, sobrang laking achievement na yan. So, how does it feel, Jamie? Ano yung naging reaction mo after nung naka-receive ka ng email na parang na shortlisted ka? I mean, di ba, parang reaction mo nun?
Just like what I said po sa maraming tao and to many people na nakaano na, sobrang natulala po talaga ako, because syempre po, it's Emmys. And then at the same time, hindi ko talaga alam yung gagawin. Sabi ko, may next step pa pala akong iisipan. So, na-pressured na rin ako. Kasi sabi ko, hala, baka joke lang to, baka prank lang to. Sabi ko, i-check ko nga. Then, chinek ko dun sa voting. Kasi, nag-email na sa akin ko nakasama sa shortlist. That was the story. And then, hindi ko pa talaga pinaniwalaan. And then, after that, nung may voting na, please be ready na daw dahil may votes. Doon ko na nalaman na verified, nakasama talaga po yung gawa ko, na sabi ko, hala, kailangan may kontakin na ako to vote, to get ready na. So doon ko lang talaga na-realize, doon ko lang na-program sa sarili ko na, shucks, Emmys talaga emailed me. Then, oh my God, nakasama talaga ako. And like, it's mixed emotions na masaya because I'm representing the Philippines na sobrang laking scale. Masaya rin po because even if it's my first short film, na there was someone who saw the talent na I didn't know na meron po ako.
I am pretty sure that you are also mighty proud of yourself, Jamie, and rightly so. Now, you mentioned earlier na ikaw ay political science, no, na student from UP, and I'm pretty sure that you have interest in filmmaking. Parang parang malayo, no? Something na parang logical, and then into the creative pursuits.
Creative side.
So, but based on what I have been hearing from you since the start, I think that the politics of this film, Normal Mass, is again, you want to eliminate that feeling of division, that marginalization, right? But more so than that, ang curious ako is, more than the politics, is how is it yung at a personal level, ano yung pinanggalingan nitong normal mass film?
Yes po. Actually po, the script, everything po was very original because it was actually my story as a bully victim. There were some people pa nga before po na who were very popular, na meron pa nga na entitled, na meron pa nga ganito na I feel myself na ay, ang talented nila, na parang napipilitan ako, may iba, may artist, may painter, may nagpiano. So parang lahat sila na-OP ako, and then nadi-discriminate pa nila ako because I don't conform sa ganong klaseng values na they don't like me, they treat me like a virus. Parang na-isolate ako. Buti pa siya, painter na, mayaman pa, ganito pa. Ako, hindi naman ako ganon. So parang na-feel ko before na, tapos na-feel ko na sobrang low ako na yung COVID-19 feeling ngayon na lockdown ako, na-isolate ako, parang sobrang similar po ng experience na feeling ko sa sarili ko na sobrang anxious ko, hindi ko na alam kung anong gagawin ko. And society has been telling me na, no, you have to do this kasi hindi ka nababagay sa ganitong grupo. Dapat isa-segregate ka namin because you are not like them. Ako po, based on experience, I really don't want the next generation na may ganun pang segregation na parang ginagawa natin ngayon sa COVID-19 na the vaccinated, unvaccinated, you may COVID and non-COVID. You should treat people as people and just celebrate your differences. Kasi the problem po talaga, the world nowadays, lalo na pag mayaman ka, mahirap ka, kapag talented ka, pag hindi ka talented, kapag matalino ka, pag hindi ka matalino, they always discriminate you. They always show na merong gap between you. And I use that power I use lahat ng experience ko as a strength instead of a weakness. Na ako yung magbibigay boses pa dun sa ibang tao na inaape, na hanggang ngayon they can't speak for themselves. Hanggang ngayon na they cannot afford to live a life na they deserve. Kasi they deserve so much in this world, but naano lang sila sa social standards po natin.
Naramdaman ko yun, Jamie, ah.
Oo.
Naramdaman ko. From the script.
Oo. Alam mo yung pa lang, medyo na-carry ako yung feelings ko parang, oh my God, ang ganda ng mga lines, yung words na ginamit ni Jamie dun sa film. So, parang, alam mo yun, parang nakakakuha talaga siya ng attention, especially kung talagang papakinggan mo na maigi yung ginawa niya. 'Di ba? So parang for me that was really a good parang tool para i-share mo yung yung nararamdaman mo, yung feeling mo. Kasi tama naman 'yan, parang until now parang merong discrimination mayroong 'di ba? So nararamdaman natin yan ngayon sa mga panahon na to. Right?
May tanong ako, Bench. Ako, na-curious din ako. Kasi binanggit ni Jamie na he felt that he was bullied, he was marginalized. Ikaw ba, at present, or in the distant past, have you experienced any feeling of marginalization or segregation?
Yes. Sino ba ako?
si Bench din pala. Sorry Jamie. Sige, balik ka mamaya, Jamie. Na-curious na ako kay Bench.
So ako personally, yes. It's because of my skin color. Kasi I'm, di ba sa Philippines, pag maitim ka, parang laging like that is a school, parang binubuli din ako. It's because of my skin color. Parang sinasabi ko na lang dati na di bali nang maitim ako, matalino naman ako.
Di ba? May comeback.
May comeback ako, oo. Tapos meron pang time, actually nung nag-work na ako, merong parang lagi akong binibentahan ng mga pampaputi, like mga papaya, sabi ko parang, or gluta yata yun, or papaya soup, tapos gluta. And then sabi ko, parang hindi ko kailangan yan, sabi ko, hindi ko kailangan. Tapos parang, parang halos every day, pinupuntahan ako sa area ko para bentahan ng ganun. Kasi para daw pumuti ako. Parang sabi ko, walang pilitan. Kasi sabi ko, di bali ng ganito yung kulay ko, malinis naman ang puso ko.
Tama. Saka hindi, maganda ang kulay mo, bench. Kasi di ba, yung ibang mga puti they spend time on tanning beds, tapos going on holidays para lang makuha yung ganyang kulay mo. Tapos tayo naman mga Pilipino, gusto nating lumaklak ng matasayon.
Tsaka parang from that, parang mapupulyo talaga yung mind mo. Parang question yung sarili mo, kailangan ko ba talagang magpaputi? Parang kailangan ko ba talagang mag-take ng ganito? Kailangan kong gumamit ng ganito sabon para lang ma-appreciate ako ng kapwa ko, ng tao. Parang so, from there, parang mayroon talagang nangyayaring ganon. So, di ba? How about Jamie? Same question.
Yeah, ikaw din, Jamie.
Anong klase mga pambubuli ang naranasan mo?
Kasi po, I came from an all-boys school. So, parang the pinaka-problem about that is that very prevalent yung toxic masculinity. And then, kailangan macho image ka, kailangan ganito ka. Sometimes, you have to do things na kahit hindi tama, considerable tama sa kanila, na parang rape jokes are considered okay sa kanila, pag kayo, na parang if you don't conform to those kind of standards na, tapos yung ino-normalize mo yun, they will discriminate you, and even if your physical look talaga, if you're not conforming to their standards, they will really isolate you. They will really treat you as a virus na kumbaga, you're very different from them. And I literally felt that na parang if you just touch me lang before na parang, uy, wag mo hawakan yan, baka mahawa ka, baka maging ganyan ka, sige ka, hindi ka na namin magiging friend. Parang ganyung feeling na parang na-collect ko siya ngayon pa sa COVID na parang anong virus doon? Kayo nga yung virus kasi kayo nga yung nag-aano ng hate, kayo nga yung nagiging variant, kayo nga yung nagkakalat pa, kayo yung toxic. So walang problema sa akin. But to the point na nagkaroon ng mental health problems, hindi na pumapasok sa school. But I realized na, especially when I went to college na, the world is not like that na, especially po in UP, na there's so much progressive thinking, there's so much things na hindi tama, na dapat itama.
So paano mo nilabanan Jamie? Paano ka mag-react sa mga ganong klaseng treatment?
Noon po, it's different po noon and ngayon. Noon talaga po, iniiyakan ko lang talaga and hindi ako pumapasok. Tapos, some people are telling me, hindi, sayang naman, Jamie, kasi if hindi ka naman pumasok, syempre, all-boys school. So parang may prestige na kapag all-boys school. Pero ngayon ko lang na-realize na yung pag-iyak-iyak na yun, yung I don't do anything, nagko-continue pa yung ganong culture. Parang pinapabayaan ko rin na ganun mangyari na dapat there's one person na magsasabi, no, mali yung pinaggagawa ninyo. Hindi ako maapektuhan kasi walang mali sa akin. Kasi ako, I'm just a person, kagaya ninyo, na namumuhay ng tama, wala namang inaapakong tao, at saka yung mga kagaya ninyo na may mga standard, wala yung mga standard na basta ang mahalaga, you're being a good person, you're inspiring others, and most importantly, you're being a good servant to other people na tumutulong ka sa ibang tao. Kasi doon ko po siya pinagtuunan ng pansin na I remember when I was in high school going to college na nag-charity works po ako. So sa mga alternative learning system, binibigyan ko po ng mga pagkain, yung mga deaf, yung mga ganun. Kasi I have this same feeling na nagkakaintindihan kami. Na despite we don't have the same disorder, the same deficiencies, parang may same, na I can empathize with them and they can empathize with me po na I know you, I feel you, na kahit I don't know them, na parang there is this connection na mafe-feel namin sa isa't isa na why not you grow with them instead of staying with toxic people. Na yun po yung ginagamit kong weapon until today.
Ayun. kasi nga 'di ba Jen and Jamie, parang despite of the differences, we can still make an impact sa iba, 'di ba?
Mm.
Oo.
Well, I think when you look at it in a through to another lens, no, our world is more beautiful because of our differences. So imagine mo na lang halimbawa, there's this one Twilight Zone episode, but that's a really old episode. I'm not sure kung familiar kayong dalawa, saka yung viewers natin, yung kay Rod Serling pa, that there's this one guy na parang he can't live with other people. So what he did was one day he woke up and he got his wish granted, which was every corner that he turned his eyes to, he saw himself. So, lahat ng mga tao na nasa paligid niya, clone ng sarili niya. So, mismong siya, parang mababaliw siya na parang, what's happening? I cannot live with myself pala. So, para sa akin, although more na mas masaya, kasi iba-iba tayo. Meron tayong iba't ibang talents, meron tayong competencies, meron kang alam na hindi ko alam. And conversely, ganun din naman ako sa'yo. So, it would be a boring world kung lahat na lang tayo kumakanta. Lahat na lang tayo nagpipintura. Lahat na lang tayo, what else? Sumasayaw, di ba? So, we need this different...
parang balance, no?
Yes, yes. Yes, di ba? It would be a boring world. Yun nga lang, we need, as Jamie has pointed out earlier, we need to find ways how we can live together despite our differences. Ngayon, ang tanong ko dyan, Jamie, is, sa tingin mo, what are the three things that we can immediately do para mabawasan tong bullying, harassment, marginalization, and instead promote diversity, equity, inclusion, and the sense of belonging sa mundo? Apart from, of course, making films like The Normal Mouse.
Yes po. Actually, the first one ko talaga is to educate many people. Kasi regardless po na sabihin ng iba na educated ka naman, hindi po ibig sabihin na you're educated. Educated ka na talaga. What I mean by educated is you're educated na you're very open sa ganitong situations. You're open na, differences are beautiful. Differences are not bad. Differences are not a threat to me. Kasi may mga ganong notions until now na parang ang barbaric pakinggan na, ay, yung LGBT, ganyan. Sabi ko, sasabihin ng iba na abnormal, hindi normal. Ay, ganyan yung color mo, bakit ka ganyan? Tapos sasabihin ng iba na parang hindi ganito yung tamang dapat gagawin. We should educate them, like, we should make the effort, we should make the stand to educate them as much as possible and define new ways kung paano natin sila i-educate. For example, we can make the use of social media, how to educate them, mga vlogs, TikTok. We can use it as a message and advantage na since maraming mga nag-view sa kanila. Second po is to spread love. Kasi it's not just about educating. With our differences, it's just love po talaga. It's not okay na you just accept, you just become tolerant. Dapat diverse ka and dapat you know how to love and accept talaga. Kasi yun po talaga yung isa sa ways na para bumuo yung process. You have to love, you have to accept. You just not normalize things and just be tolerant. Kasi kulang po yun eh. Kasi parang binibigyan mo lang siya ng percentage instead of may mga biases ka and percentage na dapat binibigay as compared to other people na may tinititigan ka imbes dun sa tinitignan. So parang sa akin na you should view things different perspectives. Yun po yung last na dapat ipakalat natin sa mundo na walang tama, walang mali sa buong mundo. Walang tamang color, walang standard ng ganito, walang yung LGBT, your gender like that, parang kunwari coming out, dapat hindi na siya ginagawang big thing. Na if, for example, you're a gay person, and so what? Hindi na kailangan mag-come out na yung tao na de-depressed pa. Kunwari, yung mga tao about their color, hindi na nila kailangan gumamit ng mga products. Kasi they'll be confident enough running out there na, I'm confident. I know na I'm beautiful and I can make an influence to other people. They can reflect the beauty sa kanila at sa iba't ibang mga tao. Yun bang na we live in a world na hindi na kailangan gumawa ng ganito para lang ma-accept ka. Kasi yun yung kailangan natin, acceptance and love. Kasi maraming tao, even yung mga victims, even po ako before personally, I want to feel loved. I want to feel accepted. And I do things even though those things aren't supposed to do para lang maka-accept ako, para lang ma-fit in ako sa mundo. Now, we should make a world na hindi siya para sa iilang tao. Ang laki-laki ng world, para sa ating lahat yan.
Very well said, Jamie.
Very well said. Oh. Alam mo, sarap pakinggan yan. Masarap pakinggan ni Jamie. Parang maraming matututunan ka dito. No? Parang just like sa sinabi niya na despite na mga differences natin, as long as you are not hurting your hurting others, parang we have our own life na, di ba, kanya-kanya tayo eh. Parang wala tayong pakialam kung anong color, anong damit ang gusto niya isuot, anong color ng balat niya, anong preferences niya. So, meron tayong kanya-kanyang choice sa buhay. Di ba?
Ako naman, simple lang ang prinsipyo ko sa buhay. Susuportahan kita sa anumang bagay, basta ethical, legal, at moral. Yun lang yun. Wala tayong pag-uusapan.
Moral, oh.
Oo.
Actually.
Question ko, Jamie, is saan pwedeng mapanood ang iyong pelikula?
Doon pa rin po sa upload.iemmys.tv. Doon po sa page 9, makikita pa rin po yung entry ko. Nasa social media pa rin po, Jamie Jimenez Cerrero'S. So, nandun pa rin po yung link ng video sa bio ko.
Yun. Tapos ano pa, Jamie, di ba, ano ang plano? Like, do you have any plans like pursue into filmmaking na? Aside from, di ba, you are a political science student and you, of course, you are planning to, parang meron ka bang plano tumakbo bilang sa politics?
Who knows po? Malay po natin.
Oo. Di ba? Natataon eh, no? So, di ba, parang hindi natin alam what's gonna happen. Kasi nga, sobrang bata ka pa, marami pang pwedeng mangyari. And marami ka pang, marami ka pang matututunan sa pagharap mo sa buhay. Kasi hindi lang yan, marami pa. Actually, Jamie, marami ka pang mararanasan. Di ba? Tayo, marami tayong mararanasan. So do you have, paano, may plan ka na ba go into filmmaking?
Actually po, I'll try po na gawin siyang hobby talaga. Kasi po parang lumalawak yung perspective ko in life na na-apply ko po siya sa course ko na like in political science po na you try to understand what's happening in society. Parang nagiging bridge ko siya to understand society. Kasi po yung filmmaking, it's not just to satisfy what people want. You're showing what people need to see in society. So nakikita mo yung mga bagay na nakikita ng iba at yung iba na hindi nakikita ng iba. So there are so many things, beautiful, ugly, and bad, na gusto ko pang makita in terms of filmmaking na I might also be in the future short film man po or maybe full-length film po in the future, documentaries, mga ganun po na parang mas na-interest po ako na it's not just something na ginagawa lang para kumita, para lang magkaroon ng awards, but it is to educate people na sobrang powerful ng message po na parang sa mga viewers na you try to influence them na at the same time na syempre may mga lines na para ma-engage sila, makarelate sila. It's something na it would be something na mag-feel sa hearts nila. It would be something na you want to enter their souls and you want to answer some of their questions, open their eyes to society, and even open their hearts. Kasi minsan, ang movies, they're more powerful pa nga sa mga books kasi there are so many people na mas visual sila kesa sa magbabasa. So parang ganun po ako na there are so many stories to tell. We are all storytellers and yung iba sa atin hindi lang na-execute or nahihiyang may execute na nakikita ko po na if I can be a filmmaker, I can be a change maker too.
Wow, I love that. So, with that, meron ka bang like nilulook up na like mga filmmaker dito sa Philippines or even sa international?
Actually po, sa Philippines po, Brillante Mendoza, number one. Tapos, si Cathy Garcia in terms of rom-com. Then sa foreign, ang dami po talaga. Bong Joon-ho. Tapos sino tong isa? Si Alfred Hitchcock. One of my favorite. Ang dami ko pong napanood na films na nasa favorite ko talagang list. Tapos yung third, sino ba tawag dito? Basta most likely kung hindi Korean na films po talaga, mostly mga Hollywood films. Pero po mga Filipino films, parang wala po kasi talaga akong specific director kasi nabibigay po ako ng chances sa indie films mostly.
Anyways, Jamie, like, di ba, when it comes to sa filmmaking and then sa being a student, during the pandemic, ito question ko, during the pandemic, aside from those na na-mention mo sa ginawa mong film, parang ano yung mga challenges na na-experience mo during the pandemic?
In filmmaking po or as a whole pa?
Yeah, both. Di ba?
Okay.
Since ginagawa mo yung film and then at the same time, nag-aaral ka, di ba? So ano yung mga challenges na na-experience mo?
Okay pa. In terms of filmmaking po muna. In filmmaking, kasi po, since first time po, hindi po ako marunong mag-edit. Hindi po ako marunong ng poster, tapos sa script. Like, lahat po yun, inaral ko pa po. Lahat po yun, humingi pa. Nanood ako ng YouTube videos, nagtanong-tanong pa ako. Tapos, hindi ko alam kung anong klaseng application gagamitin ko. Tapos kung tama ba yung shots na gagawin ko with only using with my phone. Kasi baka yung iba gawin animated, baka yung iba mas veteran pa pala kesa sa akin. So, doon po talaga, naghanap pa ako, nag-aral po talaga ako within 2 weeks kung paano gumawa ng short film na 1 minute. Yun po talaga yung ginawa ko, how to use yung mga Adobe Premiere. Lahat po talaga, inaral ko talaga kung paano gawin yun na-realize ko, shucks, ang hirap pala. Kaya ang taas tuloy ng tingin ko sa mga filmmakers natin, ang taas ng respect. Kasi 1 minute short film lang po, parang it's so difficult na niyang i-produce. Parang ang hirap maging director, ang hirap gumawa ng script. Tapos kailangan maging conscious ka pa sa time. Kailangan makipag-engage ka, kailangan related ka. So parang naiisip ko po na ang hirap, shucks, ang hirap pala. Kaya hands-on talaga ako, hands-off talaga ako sa mga ganong klaseng filmmakers po. Kasi ang hirap po ng ginagawa nila. Na what more yung mga full-length films na pinapalabas sa sinehan. Na kaya sinasabi po ng iba, doon ko rin talaga na-realize na dapat supportahan natin yung mga Filipino filmmakers natin. Because ang hirap po talaga ng process na ini-imagine ko tuloy yung sarili ko, nahihirapan na ako. What more pa kaya yung mga yung mga filmmakers talagang veteran at saka mga independent filmmakers ngayon na nahihirapan talaga mag-produce, nahihirapan talaga gumawa ng script na paulit-ulit mo talaga kailangan gawin. Kailangan halos ma-memorize mo na yung script sa paulit-ulit. Yung parang, yun po yung pinaka naging challenge sa akin and realization. In terms po sa COVID-19, one of the biggest struggles po, syempre, internet connection sa Zoom. Hindi po talaga ako ganun ka-techy gumamit sa Zoom before na halos nag-error pa ako na pag ang teacher ko, pinakausap ako, like, hindi ko alam na yung pag-mute, yung paggamit ng mga settings, ng mga filter, hindi ko alam na pag tinatawa ako ng mom ko, may kailangan paggawa, hindi ko alam na yung prof, hala, oh my God, naano ko pala to, hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin ng mga first weeks po talaga. And then yung mga pag-submit, although nakakaya ko naman po, may mga time na parang dumadaan sa point na nagpo-procrastinate na ako kahit hindi ko talaga siya ginagawa. Kasi po dahil sa wifi, tapos before may power interruptions pa po, na parang naging sobrang dependent po ko sa online na kailangan gawin ko to, parang buhay ko na to, kailangan nakadikit na ako dito. Kasi feeling ko nagtatrabaho na ako sa sobrang dami ng ginagawa kong mga backlogs at kung anong gagawin. Second po is, I think, I don't see family members anymore. Like, may mga nakikita pa ako mga namamatay na family members and family friends na with COVID. Kaya nakaka-pressure with COVID-19 na hindi ko alam kung ano pa mangyayari tomorrow sa akin. Kung kunwari, samahan ko lang yung mom ko pumunta sa labas or mag-stay lang ako dito sa house, hindi ko alam kung safe pa ba ako with COVID. Sa early stages po ng COVID, hindi ko alam kung mabubuhay pa ba ako, hindi ko alam kung end na ba ng world, hindi ko alam kung totoo ba yung movie na 2012 na lahat may mga mangyayari na. Sabi ko, nagpanic na talaga ako nun. Tapos sabi ko, may mental health pa ako na hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin kasi may school pa. Tapos pagbukas ko ng TV, makikita ko yung mga number of cases. Tapos social media, ganun din makikita ko. Tapos pag may kinausap naman ng kamag-anak or friends, COVID din ang pag-uusapan. So parang buong mundo, buong environment ko talaga, like, nakaka-pressure po lalo sa akin before na nakakaano ng mental health. Kasi hindi ko alam kung saan po ako pupunta at saka kung anong direction pa yung pupuntahan ko. Kasi kahit ano pong plano ko, hindi ko alam kung makakasurvive pa ako nito. Hindi ko alam kung kailan ba yung vaccine na yan. Ba't ang tagal-tagal pa? Lumalala na yung situation. Ganun po ako last year. And yung feeling na online classes na, kahit PE mag-online classes, ngayon lang po ako nakarinig ng PE po na online classes na lahat gagawin para lang makakuha ng good PE score na kahit mag-earnings ka na mag-video. Kahit po ako, I'm not confident na gumagawa ng school activity na nakikita ko po yung sarili ko, kailangan ko po siya gawin na kailangan ko maka-adapt. So, there are so many skills na hindi ko po nagawa ng face-to-face na nahirapan po ako ngayong online na at least nakaya ko naman po siyang maka-adapt sa ganitong kind of setup. Na biggest problem po, especially internet, na mag-on, tapos mag-off, tapos biglang may synchronous exam, may meeting, may recitation, mag-off bigla, tapos kailangan pakiusapan yung prof, kailangan may data ka. Yung parang kailangan ang dami mong isipin na backup, kailangan ang dami mong isipin na, ay hindi, may plan A ako, may plan B, may plan C, hanggang plan Z, kailangan ang dami mong isipin mga plan. Kasi sa panahon ngayon, kailangan you have to be, what's the word? Kailangan maging, marami kang, what's that word? Marami kang alam, marami kang mga nakahanda ka. Yun. You're very ready sa ganitong panahon kasi, kumbaga, yung friend mo, yung kapatid mo, yung mom mo, yung dad mo, you're all surviving sa ganitong pandemic and you're living on your own. Especially po sa online class na parang nung una, ang feeling ko po talaga is, nagtuturo ba talaga yung prof? Or parang kami na lang natututo mag-isa. So parang dumaan po sa point na ang dami-daming ginagawa, ang dami-daming ganito, hanggang sa at the end, na-realize ko na yung klaseng ganong setup na yung paano po ako matututo at paano po ako makaka-adapt.
Ayun, grabe no. Ang daming, sa totoo lang, parang ang daming pinagdaanan ng mga estudyante ngayon kasi kumbaga na-shock tayong lahat not just mga student, but in general, lahat tayo. So especially to those people na hindi naman ganun ka-techy, hindi masyadong marunong gumamit ng mga online application. So, the good thing is natuto tayo. Natuto tayo and nakasurvive. Just imagine, magto 2 years na tayong ganito. So, we must be proud sa sarili natin. Diba?
Yeah, I agree. This is a really crazy time. That's why no wonder that if I may share lang din, I'm also a certified mental health first responder, and we noticed that there was an increase in the number of people with mental health concerns like anxiety, depression, and unfortunately, up to suicide ideation. Kasi nga, yun sa mga ganyan, different challenges inside and outside the classroom. So na-share kanina ni Jamie. And Jamie is only one of the many university students affected by this pandemic. And katulad ng sinabi niya, surviving. But I think with Jamie's case naman, you're not only surviving, but you're thriving. Kasi despite these many challenges that you faced and perhaps still facing, you have been able to create something beautiful, something profound that is putting the Philippines in the map of Emmys. So for that, kudos to you, Jamie.
Yeah, congratulations, Jamie.
Congratulations, Jamie.
For making us Filipino proud, diba? And who knows, talaga makuha mo na ang grand prize sa mga susunod pang taon. Diba?
Kanina ang tanong ni Bench is, what are your plans? If, for example, you finish schooling and you become how do you say, if you would like to become a political person, right? Now, my question is, if, for example, with filmmaking naman, is this something that you see that you will be doing in the long run or in the many years to come?
Yes, pa. Because I really enjoy learning stories of other people and how I learn, tapos ita-translate ko siya to other people. Parang i-echo ko yung mga stories nila na hindi nila kayang sabihin or someone stopping them na sabihin yung mga stories na yun na marinig ng masses na ay, ito pala yung perspective na to. Hindi lang tayo dapat linear ang perspective natin. Kumbaga, there are different kind of options. We should give them options na hindi lang ito yung tamang sagot. It's not just A, B, C, D. There are so many options out there. There are so many stories out there. And there are so many situations that we can learn na doon ko po talaga na-realize na it's not just helpful sa course ko na, although at first, ang tingin ko talaga malayo siya, but na-realize ko na it really helps me empathize with people. And I really wanted to be a lawyer soon. So it can also help me how to empathize with people, how to understand what people feel, what are the motives of people, how do people think. And that kind of realization will help me again in the future. So,
sana hindi ka magbago, Jamie. Sana hindi ka magbago kasi nararamdaman ko talaga may puso ka, no? Kasi ako, pwede ko bang i-share dito? Kasi ako, I'm disappointed in the many people na they call themselves public servants when they're trying to court us with our votes. O ngayon, dahil ano naman siguro, with the looming elections in 2022. So, yon, 'di ba? When they're trying to woo us para makuha yung ating boto natin, sabihin, kayong amo namin, we will serve you. Pero pag nakaupo na, nakakalimutan na kaya sila ibinoto sa serbisyo. Diba?
Diba?
Oo. So, parang ang turing na nila sa sarili nila, okay, I will be your overlord. Wala kayong tawag dito, wala kayong magagawa kung ito yung mga polisiya, mga batas na gusto kong ipatupad. Wala.
Parang gagawin niya, sumunod na lang.
Oo, di ba? Na parang, teka lang, di ba? Kung halimbawa in a corporate world, if my employee is not performing, me as the employer has the prerogative to terminate the services, di ba? To sever the employer-employee relationship. Kasi yun nga, ang problema natin is, hindi pwedeng basta-basta tanggalin siya midterm niya, di ba? We have to wait for another 6 years. So magsasuffer tayo if it's a bad public servant, quote unquote, we have to suffer for the next 6 years bago siya mapalitan.
So with that, ano na lang ang message mo, Jamie, sa ating mga kaganap, sa mga voters sa mga Filipinos? Paano ba sila mamimili ng kanilang iboboto sa next napunta tayo sa election, di ba?
Kasi sabi niya gusto niya maging lawyer, posibilidad na maging political candidate.
Parang ano lang advice mo, parang paano sila magsiselect ng the right candidate sa next election?
I think po kasi the candidate na it's not just about a popularity contest. It's not about sino yung maraming likes, sino yung maraming shares, sino yung maraming tweets. It's something na you see your values. You see how pinalaki ka ng family mo, how you see yourself in that candidate. Kasi I think that's the most important po regardless of anything. And syempre, most important, dapat competent siya. Hindi yung kung sino-sino na lang dapat.
Importante yan.
Na regardless of it. Kasi parang, I think of it like, ang hirap-hirap mag-apply sa jobs. Kailangan maganda yung resume mo. Kailangan ang dami-dami mong kukuning credentials. kailangan mag-masters ka pa or mag-doctorate ka pa, tapos ganun lang yung salary mo. Tapos, in choosing a public servant, I think dapat ganun din. Kung yung mga tao, if they are doing that, they're getting credentials to be suited in a proper job. Why not they themselves also? Kasi sila yung example, sila yung reflection of what our society is happening.
Ayun, I agree on that. And ako Jen, parang basically, parang sabi ko, we have to background check yung candidate, especially like sa local natin, sa municipal, like yung mga mayors, parang malalaman naman natin yung ano niya, yung background. Like anong klaseng parents ba siya, anong klaseng asawa ba siya, anong klaseng anak siya. So that's the basic thing na para for me in order to select the right candidate para sa election.
I agree with you on that respect, Bench. Kasi kung ang sarili mong pamilya hindi mo maayos, paano mo aayusin ang buong bansa?
Exactly.
Diba? Lalo na kung halimbawa ikaw pa yung nasa pinakamataas sa posisyon na parang ikaw yung magiging ina or magiging ama ng buong bansa. Diba?
Yes.
And then siguro isa lang din gusto ko i-point siguro, Bench, is ang posisyon hindi ipinapamana. Diba? Hindi automatic na ang magulang nasa politika, dapat automatic.
Manahin mo.
Magpolitika na rin. Pwede rin naman pumunta sa corporate, diba? Learn skills, competencies. Actually, yan ang tingin ko na marami siguro, it would be beneficial also for public officials muna before they start serving in the government, they serve in the corporate para makita nila yung work ethic ng mga tao na nasa corporate world and they will be able to carry that over in the government.
The government. Ayan. So, grabe, parang kulang isang oras na.
Oo nga eh. Ang dami na nating napag-usapan.
Not just film, but politics. But syempre, to be honest, ako hindi talaga parang ako yung iboboto ko sa sarili ko na lang. Ayoko like yung nakipag-anuhan ako sa social media, nakipag-away ako. And then kasi may kanya-kanya tayong kanya-kanya tayong choice sa iboboto natin. And huwag na tayo mag-away-away.
Nag-aawayan natin sila, Bench, Jamie, hindi nga nila alam kung nag-e-exist ba tayo.
Oo,
diba?
hindi nga tayo nila kilala, diba? So with that, Jamie, ano na lang ang iyong message sa ating mga viewers, especially sa mga aspiring filmmakers, aspiring political science student, mga ganyan. So ano na lang yung masasabi sa message nila?
Okay. First and foremost, to everyone, I just want to share that we are all powerful. We all have the power to make a difference. We can all have the power to translate our differences into common strength. We all have the power to make this world a better place as peace frontliners. And I think that you should believe in yourself that that's one step in order to help our world. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you have the capability, that you are good in your own way, that despite of what other people are saying, because that's one step, self-acceptance, self-love, before going into a battle of defending other people, showing what's right and wrong, because you have to know it yourself, that you're a person of character who knows what's right and wrong, how you view yourself, how confident you are as a person and as an individual, and you can share it to other people as well, and until you become groups and groups of people na who can also fight for justice, fight for people oppressed. Kasi wala rin naman yun sa differences mo. For example, mahirap ka. Tapos maraming mga mayayaman na they're telling you that you don't have any talent, na wala nang asenso sa buhay mo, na you're the kind of person na kung mahirap ka lang. You should not just think of your social status, your gender, anything as a hindrance of anything. Kasi ikaw yan eh. You are the person who can write your story. You are the person na who can make a difference by making that story show to other world or the universe rather. Sa mga filmmakers, I really hope that we continue to represent the Filipino people. That filmmaking should always be on top of everything na dapat. For example, ako, I really want to show people na what it is to be a bully victim. Na hindi natin siya lang ginagawa para pagkaperahan or para lang makakuha ng audience. But it's to show people, it's to educate people. Kasi filmmakers should just see things differently, see different perspectives, see different beautiful things and ugly things. We should show the world how we see things our way, in different ways. And malay natin, sa mga filmmakers natin, Filipino makers here and abroad, one time, the Philippines can also win its first Oscar.
Yan, thank you so much, Jamie. And I know na ang ating mga viewers ay they learn a lot from you. Diba? So thank you so much, Jamie.
Thank you so much din po.